Yo, what's going on, everybody?
Oh, hello.
Me and JJ are also eating because we're fat fucks. We need to gorge our little face
Speak
holes.
for yourself, motherfucker.
I got us some Coke
Yeah, we're
and
gonna
some
snort it on
beverages.
stream.
So,
That's a lie. It's Coca-Cola YouTube.
oh yeah,
don't
wait,
want
crap. We shouldn't have said
And we
that.
can't
It's
curse
so
either.
early.
Oh,
We messed up.
now we're gonna get taken down.
Man, now we're gonna get demonetized
Yeah, immediately.
on a stream and we don't make money on it. Ah! Fucking hate my life. Welcome everybody to the stream.
Oh,
We are streaming to you live at the
delicious.
$30 million studio.
Yep.
Eating some prime steak.
We borrowed all the money, and if we don't make it back by the end of
The year we're
year.
gonna go under. God will hate us. Actually,
well, let's be honest, he's already pretty pissed at us.
so in case you beautiful bastards are new, I am Peter, aka H Pietro. Next to me is
Jack, aka Jack Hudson, aka the Brains.
I don't know about that. I mean, I fucking set all this shit up. What did you do? Looked hot.
I didn't run over a pothole.
All right, fuck you. This guy thinks he has jokes, bro.
I do have jokes.
No, he's some sort of fucking comedian.
I've been told I have jokes. I've never been told they were funny, but I do have
I tell you what, they ain't that fucking funny.
jokes. I tell you what?
All right, so today on the stream, we're gonna primarily talk about, like you see in the title, Velma, Vinland Saga, and definitely The Last of Us. We got some other stuff we've been watching. I know it's been a long break since the last time we all got together. Me and JJ got together to record and stream or whatever, and we just kind of want to talk about some stuff we've been watching and reacting to through the winter break. It's been almost 2-3 weeks since the last time we streamed. So
Yeah. No.
yeah,
Sure.
we had a nice long break. On top of that, we just had to get back into the swing of things and figure out time schedules and everything.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're here and we're ready to fucking
We might even be weird. We'll figure out at the end
yeah,
of
we'll
the
figure
stream,
out.
so-
Yeah, maybe at the end of the
so,
stream
yeah.
we can figure that out. But why don't we get started and look at our first thing that JJ had the misfortune apparently of watching, which is what, JJ? What was the misfortunate thing you had to
Shin
watch?
Ultraman. Now, I just want to go off and say that it's kind of my fault.
What made it your
In
fault?
that, so I went into this thinking, oh, Shin Ultraman is just gonna be like Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla, for those of you who don't know, was the newest Toho Godzilla that was phenomenal, absolutely amazing. Probably my favorite Godzilla film of all time. And that's coming from a man who's seen all 38 Godzillas.
Mhm.
So I went in expecting Shin Godzilla and Shin Ultraman to be basically the same thing. This one is not directed by Hikiano Anno, who you may know as the dude who created Evangelion and stuff like that. Instead, the screenplay is just by him. It's directed by someone else. And I know little to nothing about Shin Ultraman, and I still kind of don't.
So why'd you watch it? I thought you knew shit about Shin
Because,
Ultraman.
well, I did a little research before.
That doesn't
going
count as
into it.
knowing it.
Yeah, I was not a fan at all. But with something like Shin Ultraman, where the movie is very much like a reinvention of Ultraman. Like it's a brand. It's pretty much like a reboot almost. And I still don't give a fuck about Ultraman, unfortunately. I was expecting with Shin Godzilla, it was a lot of political satire, stuff like that about the Japanese government. Whereas Shin Ultraman is not, and the dialogue is not fantastic. And a lot of the scenes just kind of end in this. I am being pretty harsh, but I don't know, it just didn't do it for it. But it got me into Tokusatsu, I believe is how you pronounce it. I am just sounding like a fucking
Who the
weeb.
fuck is that?
it's Power Rangers basically.
Okay.
So it in Japanese it translates to special effects.
Okay.
Which back then was a dude in a rubber suit as a monster and people dressed up as Power Rangers fighting each other. That's essentially tokusatsu. So I've been getting back into Power Rangers again, and oh my god, it's like the best fucking thing ever because it's so bad. The acting is terrible,
Okay.
but like it's just so entertaining to see a bunch of people fight costume monsters. It's just it is my thing. But this one it just kind of bored me a little bit. Now it's not complete. The beginning is actually the best part. Like when Ultraman's just fighting monsters and they're talking about like, oh, how will this affect this area, and like, oh, like the economic ramifications and the environment ramifications for this monster drilling holes deep into the earth. Like that shit was awesome. But then at a certain point, it tries to have a plot midway through, and there's like 3 separate villains that show up all simultaneously, one after the other. So I'm like, oh, this guy's the main villain, not the main villain. This guy's the main villain, not the main villain. It's like, okay. So it's just kind of contrived and very confusing.
I did like a bunch of like, they did like pretty much 3 episodes in one.
Yeah, so it's very much structured more like 3 TV shows in a row than an actual movie, which is why the pacing is fucked and all over the place.
Kind of like Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Yeah. Yep.
Because like manga, great.
Mhm.
Because it's just like 1 volume, but then you watch the movie and it just feels like 3 chapters.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, that's all I have to say about it. Like, I'll probably never watch it again, but I mean, it was fun watching the fights. The fights were the best part, but the dialogue and the speaking, which is 80% of the movie, was not great.
Damn. Even though Metascore gives it an 86,
That's because
and like it's got like a decent score.
I feel like if you are an Ultraman fan, then you will like this movie. But
it's like what
me
you
coming
only
in as a new kind of viewer, I was just not a huge fan.
so you only saw me watch this because you thought you saw the word Shin.
Yeah, and that it was the screenplay was by Hideki Anno, and I was like, oh, I love Evangelion, and this is nothing like that. But it is clear that the writer loves Ultraman. I mean, Hideki Anno obviously has a love for Ultraman. A lot of his early college films was inspired by Ultraman, so I would think it was his dream come true to probably write and direct, but he was only able to write because I think he's busy with Evangelion 3.5, which I want to Baja blast my brains out. But
God,
he's also doing Shin Kamen Rider, which looks definitely better than this, which is in the same tokusatsu kind of genre where it's a masked hero fighting monsters kind of thing.
Okay. Well, you heard
I
it
think
here.
Ultraman is Superman and Kamen Rider is Batman.
Okay. Well, folks, you heard it here. Steer clear of this one if you hate the Japanese. Next one.
Another Japanese property.
It's something I've been watching. I mean, JJ, we are called Anime on the Rocks. We got to at least talk about a couple of anime things before we dive into some other bullshit. All right. So I have been watching Monster. I watched it a couple weeks ago, starting because I was sick for a whole week. So I said, why don't I just watch something? Check something out. And I said I've been wanting to watch Monster. And so far, like the first 2 episodes, I'm gonna be honest, really fucking slow. Really slow to build out.
The slowest burn of your fucking life.
I know, but it's been a slow burn in a good way ever since. Like the first 2 episodes were just like, "Hi, my name's Tenma. I'm railing my boss's daughter, and I have to stop railing her because I want to save this kid because I believe in morals." And that's 2 episodes. That's not even the first episode. That is between 2 episodes. 3rd episode is when is after railing his boss's daughter and saving some kid's life.
And the boss's daughter is a total
Yeah. He saves this kid's life. And then, after saving this kid's life, he becomes like a powerful member of his of his hospital because everyone that pretty much is screwing him over dies. And he's like, his case becomes unsolved, and everyone, well, mostly one police officer thinks it was him. And so he goes on to be like a director at his hospital and lives a great life until one day some guy comes in after being an accomplice of murdering a couple, comes in, gets scared of this dude who hired him, and you find out that the dude who hired him was the guy that Tenma saved 8 years prior.
Little blonde boy.
So yeah, you kind of like go on this like cat and mouse game, except it's the mouse chasing the cat, and the cat is slippery as fuck. And I honestly think it's like, I mean, it's obviously it's very good. Like, look at its rating on AniList's, like 17th highest rated of all time, 142 most popular of all time. Like, it's not like a slouch at all, but it's good. And like, here's the thing: like, I'm looking at some of the characters on here. I've seen some of these characters, and then I haven't seen some of these characters, which is like, just tells you that like it's only 30 episodes too, which I very much appreciate. I love that old time shit where it's just like one and done. Like, it's just in and out.
It's 74 episodes.
Only 30 episodes on Netflix.
Yeah, they're doing like a small release thing, kind of like with JoJo's.
This show already came out. Just give it to me. That's a load of shit. What the fuck? Whoa. Holy shit, soda. What the fuck? Oh, I gotta check this out now. Netflix. Are you serious? It's only got... I don't want to see this shit. The fuck is that? What the fuck is this? Can't say anything bad about it, you know. It's what? It's only got 30 episodes with the whole thing.
Are they? Yeah, they're 20 minutes. Yeah, no, that's only part of the story. Read the manga.
That's lame as hell. Whatever. But it's still good. I'm having a great time.
The mangaka is the same dude who wrote one of my absolute, if not my favorite manga of all time, because I haven't finished Berserk, is Pluto. Love that manga. 65 chapters, quick, gets in, gets out. It's fucking great. And then he also wrote 21st Century Boys, which I need to, or 20th Century Boys, which I need to read. And a bunch of other iconic
Here it is.
stuff.
Here's all the stuff he's worked on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's written a lot of shit.
Pluto is like, do yourself a favor and read that. I love it. It's so it beat Full Metal for me. Like,
it's better than Full Metal,
in my opinion. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Or at least as a manga, yes. I mean, anime wise, Full Metal is always going to be my favorite. But. Wow.
Fucking chewing over here.
fucking chewing over here. No, yeah, I mean, his work is great. The art is fantastic for everything that he does.
I look at this art right up here.
Yeah.
I know our faces are covering it, but
it is pretty.
It looks good. When did you watch it, JJ?
Monster?
Or read it? Did you read it or watch it?
Well, I read it in high school through various means, which I will not discuss on stream because you shouldn't do that. But now I'm slowly starting to recollect the manga, stuff like that, and read it on paperback. But it's been a while since, so I don't remember. I remember the ending and sort of the middle, but not so much the beginning because it had been so long. But I've been wanting to watch the anime because I haven't actually watched the anime. I've only read the manga, so that should be interesting. It interests me how they did an anime adaptation of Monster. People love this anime adaptation, yet never 20th Century Boys ever. It's interesting. Like, maybe it's the same thing as why Berserk shouldn't be animated. Maybe it's kind of that argument. You know what I mean? How like people are like, Berserk shouldn't be animated. It exists within its own medium. and like trying to animate it just does a disservice to the art. I think with this, guys,
I see what you're saying, but I don't think it can stop it.
right? Yeah, like I would love to see a Faithful Berserk adaptation, like 100%, but they keep trying to fucking CGI this shit. Although I've heard the Memorial Edition is better. Did you just drop a piece of lettuce on the floor? You fucking
Did I?
Neanderthal. I don't know.
No,
Just
I
a cracker. Just a cracker. Just a regular cracker.
I recommend this show. It's good. Problem is,
It's psychological. It seems like the type of show that Americans would take and then try to make a live action version of it. And it gets critical praise, but they never acknowledge that they're like a comic book. Walking Dead.
you know what?
Yeah.
I think people would like this show more if it was
Yes.
a live action.
100%. It would be a critical darling. But because, oh, what? It's one of those Japanese comic books. Ugh.
Well, you know how they, you know what's that bullshit where like they have a bunch of what's it called? They have a bunch of like Korean shows on like ABC and shit,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's all Americanized.
Mm-hmm.
They do the same thing with this. Instead of calling it monster, they call it beast,
Yeah, exactly. That's what they would do. That's what they would do.
and everyone will eat that shit up.
Because the way this show is pitched to me is like, I don't remember what the test is called, but it's one like, do you save? If there's a train coming and you have the like switcher, do you kill a bunch of people or do you change the lane of the train to just kill one person? Like, the need to save the many. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what this whole show / mangaka is like morally like conflicting decisions that the main character has to take, especially as a doctor, because like what you said in the opening of the show, and it's in the very first episode, it's he either has to save a boy or the mayor. I think it's the mayor or a politician. I don't remember exactly. And he decides to save the boy instead of the mayor, which in itself seems justifiable, but later on we'll discover why maybe that wasn't the best case scenario.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of that, are these people at this hospital like actually brain dead? Do they not know how to do their job? They need this one Japanese guy to like do their job.
I know. I think the whole thing is also a criticism of the Japanese like medical system, how it's not so much about saving lives, but a competition between other medical fields and stuff like that. So
this is in Germany.
Oh, sorry, Germany. Yeah, sorry.
So it's more of a criticism of how the West treats their patients.
Mm-hmm. But I believe they expressly say he is Japanese, the main lead, but they're all German. Oh, well, there we go.
It's written right here.
Yeah.
He's a Japanese brain surgeon who traveled to Germany, banging his hero's daughter.
Maybe this author just don't like the whites.
I mean, there's some good whites.
There's some good whites.
Many bad whites
Many
in Germany.
bad whites.
You know, it still takes place in like the 80s. So, what? Enough of that. Let's talk about the real animated show.
The best anime of the year so far. Puss in Boots. Not being ironic at all.
I have been wanting to watch this since I saw the first like trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I haven't. I can't wait to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, I have not seen it. JJ, though, you have seen it.
Right, well, I'm fucking eating. Thank you.
And from what I can see on the screen here, like it looks amazing. Like straight up doesn't look like a bad show. Like you would think this looks like garbage. Like at first you'd be like a Puss in Boots movie. Like to be honest with me, I'm gonna keep this playing. Be honest with me. Did you see the first one?
No, not at all. And you don't need to.
No, absolutely you don't need to watch it. But the first one is like super generic. I mean, it
was a cash grab. It was like, oh, we're done with Shrek, but here's Puss in Boots.
Yeah,
I think. Whereas like this one, they put effort into, which I don't know why they did, but I guess they decided to. And like, this movie tackles a lot more serious subject matters than a lot of mature audience shows. should, like Velma, which we'll get into example, but let's just say the fucking Puss in Boots movie handled anxiety and the depiction of it better than fucking Velma. like a kid's show. This is rated, I think, PG.
Yeah.
Like, and it handles anxiety perfectly. Like, in the best, it's over exaggerating to say in the best way I've ever seen in film, but in recent years, like,
it's good for a kid show,
and it's one of the best kids movies I've seen in a while, honestly. Besides, obviously, the GOAT Spider-Verse, but I'm so glad like Spider-Verse was successful as it was, because now we get this type of animation as a standard. Like
it's a very big like combination of like 2D, 3D, and like,
and the main villain, I won't say much about him because I feel like talking too much will spoil like his whole thing.
Well, this is about to show it right now.
But well, I mean, you can see his appearance and stuff. But like, we got a
warning. We've detected copyright audio. I'm not playing any audio.
They probably just see that video and they're like, oh, can't do that. Great.
All right,
I fucking love YouTube.
Take that down. The stream's not dead, right?
I don't think so. Someone in the chat?
Maybe temporarily blocked. It says the stream is healthy. I didn't lose stream. Let me pull it up on my computer. I'm surprised even without audio I'm getting.
I know. It like fucking YouTube, man.
Let's see if the stream is still up. Oh, that's lame as hell.
That is so. I don't think we could show any video for anything if that's the case.
Well, we were able to react to something else before. I remember we reacted to a stream still up.
Okay. All right, good. Sorry about that, folks. A little scare there. But yeah, no. Puss in Boots. Like, I don't know why it's so good. Like, it really shouldn't be, but it's one of my favorite things I've watched. I want to see it again. like, and it was even like I even stood through the theater that I was watching in. I don't know if it was one of the speakers or something like that, but the music was like, whatchamacallit, the music was lower than like it should have been, and I still watched the whole movie.
Yeah,
like it was like it's honestly it's really good.
Salma Hayek is in this.
Mm-hmm. So John Mulaney's in it too.
Florence Pugh is in this.
Yeah, you wouldn't recognize her.
What?
Honestly,
she changed her voice.
She changes it pretty drastic. I didn't know it was Florence Pugh until we actually stood for the credits.
Wow, there's so many people in here. A person from Trolls World Tour.
Oh god.
Oh my god, I'm so
10.
excited. You can't watch that apparently. I gotta see if the stream is still good, because it's still saying that like we're. Wow. I'll just keep the stream playing right here so I can see it.
You gotta love YouTube, man.
Ours are lame as hell. You gotta move in a little bit so your face isn't halfway off the screen.
Gotta love
YouTube.
Yeah,
I mean, I really want to see it. I've been very excited to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch it with my girlfriend. We just gotta find time to do, you know?
Yeah.
Not everybody has the luxury to watch everything they want with their significant other.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
You know what I watched? You know what I watched actually with my girl?
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Oh, I want to watch that. We haven't watched it. She actually doesn't want to watch it.
Really?
Yeah,
it's very good.
She thinks that because people are being really annoying about it. Like now she doesn't want to watch it.
Yeah, people are definitely like.
My brother.
I would say
to see
overhyping. It's still an excellent movie, but there's a little bit of overhype. Like I enjoyed The Northman. No, I liked Everywhere All at Once more. But the people are treating it like it's the second coming.
It's because of the Emmys it won.
Yeah.
Like what's his name won an Oscar,
which good for him,
or
honestly.
an Emmy after not having any work. I'm just putting the cap on. All right, just be safe. For not having any work in like the last 30 years. So, you know, it's kind of good. Like, it's great. It's good to hear that it's like doing pretty, like it's done well award wise.
Honestly, once you see it, like be the judge of it, but I thought the action was good, the dialogue's good, the themes are good. It's just it could have been half the time length, or not even half length. It could have cut like a quarter out of the movie because
Yeah.
it goes on a little too long.
A little too long.
Yeah.
We saw a Lego movie.
The first one?
Yeah.
I love the Lego movie.
Movie's a banger, dude.
It
That
is a
movie is
banger.
awesome.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is
part of
cool
the
when
team.
you're part of a team.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But you know what's even better than a team?
What's that?
A solo badass motherfucker. So we've got the Mandalorian here.
Uh-huh.
And honestly, fuck you, YouTube.
Mhm.
Copyright the shit out of us people who don't make any fucking money off your shit. We're gonna be watching the Mandalorian. New trailer just came out. I haven't seen it. JJ has, and I thought because before we started streaming, I was about to watch it, but I was already having like a fucking conundrum on things, so I wanted to, at the very least, watch it. I'm gonna move our.
How the fuck do
face.
regular reactors do this shit?
They don't care about being copyrighted
Oh.
and losing their stream because they'll just make money.
Right. Well, but I guess it's pre-recorded, so it's already out there where they can take down the whole stream.
Well, like Ludwig has had problems with having his stream like canceled, like
Damn.
cut halfway. But
Yeah.
we're gonna watch this. It's only a minute and 42. Hopefully, YouTube doesn't say
So
shit.
if this is the last time we see each other,
If we die, if YouTube police comes and guns us down like the vegan police from Scott Pilgrim, then
well,
just
if we
know.
pause it every couple seconds, technically that's transformative. Technically, this is transformative right now.
it is already transformative, but it's still saying you're gonna get blocked. So I don't have a lawyer.
Copyright. This is not to
Also,
discredit.
I know this was posted a while ago, Markeith. I'm not gonna lose the mustache.
I think you gotta like trim it up more. It's a little chaotic.
I mean, I gotta clean up my face. I shaved already. It's just I shaved literally
You
like
gotta
4 days
clean up the
ago.
mustache. It's not even. It looks like there's bushier on one side than the other.
No,
I'm just trying to be. I'm trying to be a friend here. I'm trying to be a friend. You can't really, but like me sitting next to you right now, it's like.
It looks bad sitting next to me. Wow. My girlfriend.
Listen, I'm being honest. If
Why don't we go ahead and react to this instead of reacting to my fucking face? Let's do that.
Ooh, cute.
All right. Wait, why can't you hear it on stream though? Oh, you know why? 'Cause of that shit.
What do we stand for?
This is why you need the fucking headphones, JJ. This is why you need fucking headphones.
I'm sorry. Mandalorian.
Technical fucking difficulties, bro.
This man did not tell me to bring headphones. He told me to bring a green screen, which I forgot.
Bro, you've always
What
brought headphones. Why is today different?
Well, because last time you were like, nah, you don't need to bring headphones. I'm like, oh, all right, because we didn't use headphones last time.
Yeah, we did. You had your headphones on. You can even see it in the stream.
Oh, fuck. Well,
His argument is gone.
Argument
No
is
legs to
gone.
stand on.
Go away. La la la. I'm right. You're wrong.
Here, you can wear the nicer headphones,
Oh,
even though you're the one who messed up. Not me.
Fuck you, dude. I gave you the list.
But people are
Can
scared.
you hear it?
No.
Oh my fucking
No.
god.
Can you hear it?
No, I can't hear shit.
This is why we test the fucking equipment before the stream.
Let's show my content since I can't
While I was waiting
copyright
for the
you.
doctor to come in,
They try to
kinda made me sit there
copyright
for-
us. regardless.
They still trying to copyright us. It's just me though.
And in that half hour, I was kind of left to myself.
It is clearly playing something. What the fuck?
Did you plug it in the right one?
This has worked before. This has worked before. Right? This has worked before.
Yeah, I think so. So, while Peter's doing that,
Talk about what excites you.
like in Star Wars or in general?
Star Wars, yeah.
Not much anymore. I still haven't seen Andor. I've heard it's very good from Star Wars fans.
In that
but
time,
Star Wars fans sometimes aren't the best judgment of quality. I feel like they overhype a lot of things, but I mean, I feel like I don't care anymore. Like this Mandalorian trailer, which we'll watch. Well, I guess I'll say my piece toward the end of it. I don't know what I want out of Star Wars anymore. I think I want a break. I think I want just a long break, just 2 years, no Star Wars, and then, you know, get a bunch of books, comic books, video games, get everyone hyped over that. But like, as far as watching Star Wars, I'm just I don't care. I don't care anymore. It's just it's gone on too long, man. We gotta stop. we gotta stop at some point. But I mean, I do enjoy Mandalorian. Enjoyed first season more than second season because second season suffers from, hey, we need to make this about Luke Skywalker somehow. Like, shows just can't be about not Jedi and shit like that. Like, there always needs to be a fucking Jedi or something like that. Even technically, oh, there we go. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, word. All right.
Continue your thought though. Finish your thought.
I mean, that was my thought. Like, I want, if we get another mainline Star Wars movie, I want not even a whimper of Luke Skywalker. It's over. It's done. It ended terribly, sure, but we can look fondly on New Hope and Empire Strikes Back.
I can't. I need more.
No, I don't want
I need more content.
No.
Give
You
me
can get
more.
more content in books and video games, but movie-wise,
That's lame.
it's
Give me
done.
more. Give me more Luke Skywalker. I don't want new shit.
I grew up when I was a kid. Like, it caters towards those people, and it's like,
Yeah.
those people are going to be dead soon. What?
I'm not gonna die soon.
No, but I mean, like, the people that, like, were there when it first
I was
came
there.
out. You were not. Peter,
I was there.
you're
show
interrupting
you
my
the
point
picture.
with your shit humor.
What if I showed you a picture right now? I'm like there.
yeah. What the? Wait, Dick the birthday boy. That's
All
a
right.
red letter media reference for you.
So, with that being said, technical difficulties over.
All right, hopefully YouTube doesn't fuck us.
And if it does, you know what?
We had a good run.
Yeah, it was fun.
We didn't even get to talk about
We
things
didn't get to talk
actually
about
wanted to talk
anything
about.
on the title at all.
But
But who cares? The Mandalorian,
People
right?
are scattered like stars in the galaxy.
What?
What are we?
Like stars in a galaxy?
like, maybe there's going to be a war in the stars.
That's
There's barely ever
you're
any
being
wars
very
in the stars.
controversial.
I
right
know.
now.
Yeah.
War in Star Wars.
Yeah,
Get over yourself.
dude. Iraq. Am I right, fellas? That was.
All right, don't get political on here. So this part of the stream, this part of the video, had me be. This is why I was like, I gotta wait till we get on stream to watch this.
Mhm.
Why is he flying a Naboo ship?
Oh,
That's literally from Naboo.
you ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh god, there's more member berries in this
Oh,
ship.
it's full of member berries, baby.
Bro, this is literally. He's in R2D2's little cockpit. He's in a
Speaking of
fucking
R2D2,
Android. Dude, don't tell me he's here.
You also have to
No,
know how to
but-
navigate the galaxy.
it's,
How did he get there? He was just behind.
well, anyway, maybe it's a
Continuity,
crawl space.
guys. I'm becoming aware of these things.
It's a trailer. They rarely do
You'll never
anything
be lost.
continuity-wise. Oh, that little fuck.
I know that guy from Jabba's palace.
Oh,
Jabba eats
This
him.
is the equivalent of like that meme where they're all pointing, like, oh.
It literally is.
Uh,
Is this Camino? Fucking Camino,
Possibly.
isn't it? It's fucking Camino, dude.
they're let's just say they dip in the prequels a little bit.
So that I may be
Yeah, a little
forgiven
friendly
for my
with it.
trip.
Oh, this looks cool.
Yeah,
It's
that
like some like
that part I'm kind of
this,
excited
this is
about.
new. I ain't never seen this. Looks
It's
like
like the,
Destiny, bro.
I-
I know you hate that,
Why'd
but
you
like
have to
think
just
about
ruin
it.
it? Why'd you have to just
think
ruin
about it. It
Now
looks
I
like
don't
the
care.
Destiny
Now I
City.
hate
R2?
it. No. Is that crazy lady?
All right, we hate the Force.
This is the way.
No, it's fine. Yoda's
Oh,
not.
they're celebrating the 4th of July? Yo, I didn't
Wait.
know that.
they celebrate
they
America's
Americans?
independence
They American,
in
bro?
the stars.
Where is it? There it is. Look at that shit. America, bro. Hey, you celebrating America right
Just
now.
because there's fireworks doesn't make it American.
Yeah, only Americans shoot fireworks.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, it's Coruscant. Well reference.
That looks terrible. That looks so bad. Look at the green screen effect. That looks terrible. That looks just like the prequels. Look at it looks so bad.
Shit.
It looks awful.
Oh my god.
We're getting back to the prequels, baby. People love the prequels.
It'll be too late.
Oh, Gollum's cave, love it. From Lord of the Rings. Oh, do you remember? Do you
Order
remember
66?
Do you remember Order 66?
No.
Hang on, kid.
Why is he flying Darth Maul's ship? That's Darth Maul's ship. You can't tell me that's not
Wait,
Darth Maul's
no,
ship.
isn't that Wait, let me get it clear. Oh, I thought it was one of those from Revenge of the Sith. You know that opening scene where they're all pew, 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 pew. I thought it was one of those.
like an OG ship? No, that looks like Darth Maul's ship.
We need to see a Star Wars YouTuber break down this entire trailer.
I am the Star Wars YouTuber. I'm right here.
Pause. Ah, you fucked it up. You missed. Battle droids
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like this.
and
These R2 models.
these R2 units. Do you remember R2D2? Do you remember battle droids?
So here's the thing. I've literally had like this same color of R2D2 as a toy.
Whoa, dude. Maybe they were foreshadowing. Maybe he has his own life in a separate comic book / book series called RPD5.
RPG. He's just a fucking rocket propelled grenade.
As long as it's not Dungeons and Dragons.
Whoa, it's those ladies from the fucking movie.
This screams like Rogue One to me. You know what I mean? With all the member berries.
This is the way.
Besides that guy. That guy's new.
What the fuck is that?
Look, he uses the Force! Oh my god! Poggers! Alright, well, apparently, oddly enough, Disney's cooler than fucking DreamWorks.
I guess so. I mean,
Oh, it's from the UK. They don't give a shit. We're like, oh.
what the fuck?
It's
That
a
was-
Star Wars UK channel.
Like,
No
I
one
don't even know
cares.
what to. I don't even know what to say. It's
There's
just like
nothing really to go off of. They tease like more Mandalorians, but you know that's going to be in the pilot episode, and they're only going to be there for like 15 minutes, and then Mandalorian's going to be like, "Well, I'm out of here."
it's like, well, that was fun, gang.
They are-
but I have to go to Camino.
They are dipping into the prequels a lot more, I feel, in this season than they have previous. They've alluded, which is weird that you would dip into the prequels, right? Because Mandalorian is supposed to take place after Return of the Jedi.
No, this takes place after. Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, no. It's supposed to be, I believe, either during or right before Force Awakens.
I think it's before. It's obviously.
I think
gotta
it's
be
a little before,
right?
like maybe some
way
10 to
before
15.
because Luke is young as hell in this.
That's, you're right. Yeah. So it's probably directly after. God, that screen looks awful. I don't know. I mean, it looks like Mandalorian doing Mandalorian things, which is fine, I guess. But I feel like this show only has one more season to it. Honestly,
It
'Cause
honestly
I look
should
at
have
this
ended the first season.
and I'm not very excited.
Because like season 2 was exciting.
It doesn't look like it's going to do anything different, which season 2 didn't really either. Besides, oh, Luke Skywalker. Oh.
And like even then, like who cares?
Yeah.
Just fix this. I want it to be right.
Listen, we are Star Wars fans.
Dude,
I
I don't know about that. I mean, we were.
We were. That's
Let's be
it.
honest, we
I
were.
think
I think we're just nerds who don't
We're
care
that
about
jaded-
this nerdy stuff anymore.
we are that. Wait, are we? Are
Becoming
we
normal?
grown-ups?
Are we becoming
Are
grown-ups?
we becoming grown-ups?
I hate that.
And not man children. What the fuck,
And dude, I still read manga. I'm not a grown-up.
dude? I gotta dump my girl and become a full-time nerd now. Then I'll enjoy Star Wars again.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm clipping that and sending that to
No, please don't. I love you.
her. I think it's just like. I think
By the
it's
way,
just
look at
like-
the watch you bought me. He's nice.
Wow, that's
isn't it?
cute. Isn't that
Yeah,
so
that's
cute?
something.
Oh, yeah, that was
That's
a
a
really nice
fucking
watch,
watch.
actually. What
Yeah.
the fuck? You showed me that watch. Yeah. You showed me that watch when we were working, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I like
Nice watch.
flashing.
It's okay.
Leather band.
JJ doesn't
Fuck
know
the
what
metal
humble
straps.
means. JJ doesn't know what humble means.
I know what the fuck humble means. I'm humble as shit.
That's what a humble man says. I think ultimately we're just like, not that we're like we're grown ups. It's like we just want more out of our media.
I think I want something more personal, and I feel like Mandalorian, the way it started was like the, Joel and Ellie, but instead it's Mando and Baby Yoda. But 3 seasons of that with the same kind of conflict, and Baby Yoda's not aging up at all, so there's nothing really like.
Well, think how you can't age him.
Well, that's exactly it.
He's
It's almost like they ran themselves into a corner.
50 years old already.
Right, and he's not going to age for another 50 years, and then he'll become a teenager, maybe equivalent of
Not even.
Yoda.
He's like 2.
Right.
In 50 years, he's going to be 4.
Well, we shouldn't talk because the Star Wars fans will be like, actually.
Yeah, like so silly.
It is silly.
We'll
You know what?
probably watch it.
Great
What?
comparison. Great Goku. Thank you. The equivalent of anime Dragon Ball Z fans to movies is Star Wars fans.
Yeah, they'll always find an excuse
Yes.
to either be pissed or happy.
Yep.
They'll always find an excuse. I think though, and I think the thing is though, like with this show, while the story is definitely probably just gonna be very
I don't.
cookie cutter,
Yeah.
actors are gonna be good again. I think Pedro Pascal is in his fucking prime.
Yeah,
right now.
he's killing it right now.
And then just like the art design, the environments, the set design,
Mhm.
like they're really killing it, except for that shot. And definitely not overworking.
Listen, they brought everything with the prequels back, including the bad CG and green screen.
Yeah, except
we gotta
then
bring it
then
all
you
back.
see this, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, what the hell happened there?
Uh-huh.
I'm excited
I'm
a
not.
little bit,
I-
just to see what happens.
I'll
'cause,
watch
we've been
it.
watching it.
I'll say I'll watch it when it all comes out, but I still haven't watched Andor, and that's been all out for like ages. I
I already
gotta
told you about Andor.
I gotta get into the Star Wars mood. Like I really need to like find it.
I think
in
that's
me.
the problem.
But I
You're
just
shoving it down your throat.
yeah, it's
bro.
too much. It's way
like,
too much.
let me watch something like Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Yeah.
or The Northman,
Yeah, but
or
no,
A
you
Glass
gotta watch
Onion.
you
But
gotta
now
watch
Glass Onion
Doctor
gonna have like
Strange.
5 fucking sequels,
Yeah.
and we'll see how that goes. We were gonna talk about that maybe a little bit, depending on how much time we have left. But
We could talk about that in the discussion of the menu, because there's
no, I
there's
know
some
we're gonna
good
do that
comparisons.
together.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm saying if we have time, you
Mhm.
know what I mean? Because we want to get to our main topics of tonight, which are we're gonna start with the worst of the 3, Velma. I tried to watch this. My car popped.
Uh-huh.
Its tire popped, so I didn't have time at work to watch it. Is Daphne supposed to be Asian?
Yes.
And is Velma supposed to be
Indian.
this? Okay. And Shaggy's black.
Fred is the only one not race
That's
swapped.
just still
Yeah.
white.
Which, all right, let's just dismiss this right now. I really don't give a shit about the race swapping, like at all. This like not even an issue for me, honestly. The only thing with Shaggy is he doesn't like Shaggy's supposed to look like a dork, kinda. And
Yeah.
like this guy looks like a cool kid from my high school. Like the character design doesn't really match, and even the personality of the character in the show is like kind of like a laid back, chill guy, whereas like he should be more like dorky and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's typically what Shaggy is. Oddly enough, all the other characters like Fred, Velma, Daphne, there are stereotypical character traits are amplified, whereas Shaggy's isn't.
Did you see that she was twerking?
Oh yeah. I mean, that wasn't in the episode I watched. There's only 2 out, and unfortunately, this comes with the cause of hate watching, which I've been guilty of, and many others. This is like one of the best premiere animated shows on HBO Max currently.
You dumbasses! You guys made this show good.
Like
She's gay.
Yeah, they play it up a lot. I mean,
Cool.
Velma always had kind of like lesbianish
Isn't
vibes.
she gay in the movie? That came
The
out of
live action?
Scooby? No, the 3D one. The 3D animated one.
I think I watched that only
and
once.
she's
I'm not
Hispanic
sure.
in that one.
Yeah, she is.
I like that movie. Have you seen it? You've never seen
That's
it?
a great movie, Scoop. Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good movie.
Too bad the sequel got fucking canned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When they restructured all of
But
Warner Brothers,
my biggest
they restructured it so it could be this.
That's what they did. And the show doesn't understand what target audience it wants to go for. Because
It looks like it's supposed to be for adults, but then there's some kiddie shit.
well, it's I guess you could say that, but it's more so like they have a joke in this, and it's a joke that's been reiterated online for a long time where Shaggy goes, and Shaggy, it's kind of funny in the show. This is the one chuckle I got. Like Shaggy plays the I hate drugs and I'll never do drugs. And like people have always been theorizing like, oh, Shaggy's such a stoner, but in this show he's like completely anti-drug, which and they pointed out.
It plays it up.
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. Which
It's
a funny aspect.
It's fucking
that.
17th most
Popular.
thing.
That's just what I hate watching. This is why 13 Reasons Why,
I
got 4
actually
seasons.
like 13 Reasons Why the first season.
I thought it was all right. That's a whole can of worms. But just focusing on this, there's a joke where Shaggy goes, "Yeah, don't you know what 420 is? You know, marijuana, Mary Jane." And she's like, "Oh, I thought 420 just meant adults who still watch cartoons." I'm like, "But you are a cartoon, so why are you insulting people who watch Like, it's just such a weird
They kiss?
mixing of things." Yeah, they smooch. A little smoochy.
That's
it's
gay.
too. Oh, this is a perfect example. Hold on.
Oh wait, what's the perfect example?
So them smooching is because Velma has anxiety attacks, and this is why I wanted to tie it into Puss in Boots a little bit. Puss in Boots, I won't spoil the movie because you should watch it. Velma, you should not watch.
Why
it's
not
like-
racist?
I hate talking about this shit because then anything you leverage at it is just like any criticism you have is like you're racist.
You're
It's like,
racist.
no, I literally do not care.
Debbie Ryan's in it.
Race swap anything. Yeah. Jeez. And so is
Who's-
Russell Peters, which I really like. He plays Velma's dad. Velma's dad. But the anxiety comparison is Velma has these strange anxiety attacks which create hallucinations. That's what like all the hallucinations. That's what all the ghost shit is in the trailer.
So
And
there's not really
the way to
ghosts.
break her out of her panic attack in one of the scenes is by having Shaggy say, "Oh, I want to date you," because Shaggy really does want to date Velma. That's been established in the show. And the way to get her out of her panic attack is she's like, "Oh, that's so funny that you want to date me. Keep talking about that, and I'll break out of my hallucination." So it's basically saying, "Oh, be mean spirited, and you'll break out of your panic attack." Like that's a really odd. And Velma is a very hateful person in this show. She is like, it's okay to have characters you're not supposed to like. Always Sunny in Philadelphia has always
All of
been
them.
great at that. Like you don't want them to succeed because their show is shitty, but you want to watch them fail. Whereas this show, it's like you want Velma to solve the mystery, but she's such a shitty person that you kind of don't want her to. Like the show wants you to be like, "Yeah, go Velma, solve that mystery." But like you're just like, "Velma, you're such a shithead and you literally mean to everyone." Like just not not good. I like the voice acting in it. Like I feel like the voices match the characters pretty well. But the writing is just where it suffers the most. It doesn't know what it wants to be. And it's not really a parody of Scooby-Doo. It's more so a parody of like Riverdale and something like that. Like if this was an animated Riverdale cartoon that poked fun at the Riverdale show, that would be great. Like this would
Why would you need to
fit
make
that.
fun of Riverdale?
You're right. It's
Wait,
a
real
cinematic
quick. Why
masterpiece.
is his character named Norville?
Because that's Shaggy's real name. That is in continuity. It's his real name.
Okay, but don't call him Norville. Call him Shaggy, or I'm gonna. Where's Scooby?
Oh, the producers made the wise decision in saying, our show is for mature audiences, and we feel like a talking dog would really draw people out of the show.
Do you think it earned a 1.3?
No. I think it's a solid 3, being generous 4. Like, it just fails at everything it's trying to do. The animation is good. It's good quality.
Yeah, it doesn't look
But-
bad.
you know, it goes to the Game of Thrones thing. If you have great music, great acting, great, you know, set designs and all that, but if the writing and plot fails, then your whole show crumbles. And I think maybe a lot of the 1-star thing is, one, hyperbolic, and two, might be some red pill racists. So I don't trust that. Like, go into it, and if you like it, that's fine and well. I just have a lot of problems with it.
Let's see what the
And
Guardian
I'm
says.
not gonna watch it.
4 out of 5.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, because
Wow.
they don't want to be.
Episode 1 is a bit of a fake out. It starts with a cluster of high school girls taking a shower.
That's another big controversial thing, because the whole point of that joke is like, oh, we need to capture the audience's attention. It's very meta. Like, a lot of the jokes are super meta. So like Daphne is first in the scene, and she's all naked with other high schoolers, and she's like, oh, in order to capture the audience's attention, a lot of the times they
Have you ever
have
noticed how pilot episodes
there
of
we go.
TV shows always have more gratuitous sex and nudity than the rest of the series? It's a
That's what
steamy,
she said.
if unimaginative opening that calls to the mind Mike White. Who the fuck is Mike White?
It's not good. It's weird, because if it was like college, all right, maybe you could get away. Like, there's no need for this really to be in a high school setting. It could have easily been in like a college setting. But like, now anything that happens is happening to minors, essentially, because they're all in high school, which makes it weird to watch, because if there's any sexual situation at all, then it's like, I'm kind of uncomfortable. by
Creepy,
this.
yeah.
Creepy.
Creepy.
And that's just a huge oversight of the writing. How would you rate Velma? 10 out of 10. Oh, you got to make an IMDb account, damn.
That sucks.
Don't prompt me to rate.
I would give it a 10 out of 10 and write the best fucking
I don't
review on it.
I don't think you're gonna pull Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah, I'm gonna just make sure everybody rates it a 10 out of 10.
I would not recommend this, but if you're curious, I guess watch it. But don't go into it like hate watching it, because that's just gonna like genuinely
Have an
like,
open mind.
Yeah,
Watch it.
Like,
If
this
you
is the
don't like
reason
the-
why we don't get like more unique animation shows,
Because
and
we're
stuff
still
like that.
watching it.
Yeah, it's like Big Mouth. This is the reason why Big Mouth has like fucking 8
Except
seasons or some shit.
Big Mouth was never hate watched.
I know people actually enjoy that.
People
show.
actually
I
enjoy
don't-
Big
I,
Mouth.
I don't know why.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I watched it because my roommates wanted to watch it. But
And that's even weirder, because that's all middle schoolers. That's even
oh
worse
my God,
than
the
this.
incest plot in that show, bro, is
Yeah,
so
it's
weird.
Weird.
So weird, bro. Hey, jerk off to it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's gross as fuck. So, so you're saying pretty much at the end of the day, if you want to give it a try, watch the first episode.
But if you're going into it already knowing that you're not gonna like it, just don't watch it.
Don't watch it. I'm gonna watch it because
watch
it
a
looks.
reviewer.
It honestly looks like, based on what you're saying, like it does seem like a show that I might enjoy the first episode, and then from there see where I go.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like Scooby-Doo more. I think it's also like a lot of people are saying like
Watch Mystery Incorporated. That's a great Scooby-Doo series.
the one from Cartoon Network,
There's a couple from Cartoon Network, but that one's like,
the one where it was like when we were in like high school, middle school.
yeah.
Okay.
What's New Scooby-Doo is also good, because it has the Blake 182 song in the beginning where it goes,
Oh,
"What's
yeah.
New Scooby-Doo?" and that's a banger.
That was a good.
Yeah.
That was a good show. But
Scooby-Doo without the do.
what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, yeah, this like people are just a little more so upset that they're like trying to make this fake woke show
Yeah.
with established characters, and
One
are
of the
two
jokes is
white
like-
guys with glasses who are pastier than like snow
Uh-huh.
able to talk about it.
Uh-huh.
Not really. However, fuck you. I stream.
Well,
You
doo-doo
don't.
anyways, yeah. Or the
Um,
Hassan Piker of YouTube streaming.
Yeah. I think it's true. Like, just make your own show. Like,
Yeah, I feel like this wouldn't get as much backlash if it was just its own show.
the thing is,
or a
no
parody
one
of
would
Riverdale.
watch it.
Well, that's why they have to. That's a lot of people's theories. It's like they pitched the show maybe, and they're like, no one's gonna watch this, and they did like the Joker thing. It's like, oh, but it's actually this IP, and then that gets people to watch it. Like, you wouldn't watch Joker if it wasn't Joker. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it
I
wouldn't be
would've
nearly
never
as
watched
successful if it wasn't an already existing IP. Which
Yeah.
no knock on Joker, I love that movie, but like, let's call it spade a spade.
Like it's literally just
That's the
somebody's
only way
pipe
to
dream.
get anything greenlit or qualified if there's an existing.
Like it's the same thing with the
IP.
Uncharted
Art
movie.
is dead. It's been dead for so long.
Oh, we should talk about if you wanted to.
Uh-huh.
Could have talked about Indiana Jones.
I don't have much to say. But,
You're not a big Indiana Jones guy?
I mean, I watched him as a kid and I enjoyed him, but like it's weird to see old man Indiana Jones jump from car to car. I'm like, that's not. Harrison Ford would break his fucking legs. Like,
True. Well, JJ, would you give this a certified try to watch, certified don't watch, or certified watch?
I would say don't watch unless if you genuinely think. If you look at the trailers and you genuinely think it's funny, you'll like it. If you look at the trailers and feel nothing but hatred, don't watch it. You're just feeding it to the fire. It's gonna have a second season in the next coming days, probably because it's like, oh, #1 watched animated thing. I guess we should make more of this. And that's
Well,
not
they'll
the message
see the
we
huge
wanna
drop
say.
off between all the episodes.
Yeah,
So,
but money talks. You know, those Transformer movies weren't good critically. Money wise, though, had
hey,
a lot
I
of
liked the
money.
first one.
You know, this is such a weird.
I was a
opinion.
child.
That's such an odd opinion to have.
Me?
That's such a wrong.
I was
opinion
a
to have.
fucking kid.
You have no riz.
Speaking of someone with zero riz,
Don't say that to my
Vinland
boy.
Saga season
Thorfinn.
2. Thorfinn has no riz.
God damn. All right. So
yeah,
let's just say
jump
this.
right into this.
This is season 2, so we're gonna be spoiling some season 1 elements, probably just from talking and stuff. I'm gonna try not to say anything about the manga, maybe just like allude to maybe what's to come, but like besides that, I mean, there's nothing
I
really
want
to spoil.
start
but-
off with this.
Yeah.
So I watched this today.
the first 2.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Mainly because when I got home this weekend,
Mhm.
because I usually hang out with my girlfriend on the weekends.
Simp.
Yeah.
Actually, same here. We did a whole high school marathon on
High School
Sunday.
Musical.
Yeah, High School Musical.
Damn, I'm kind of jealous of that. I watched Bruce Almighty.
That's a decent movie.
Yeah,
That's the one with Jim Carrey, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know
There's
that,
one with
like,
Steve
is-
Carell.
with the same. It's Steve Carell's character, Evan
Oh,
Almighty.
what's Evan Almighty? Okay.
But you know what this dumb fuck says to me? You know what he says to me?
Who says?
My brother.
Okay, what's it say?
This show's boring. I heard it's gonna be boring.
And well, we could talk about that.
Huh?
We can talk about that because
I wanted to open up with that because a lot of people are going to say that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to say that. We've definitely prefaced it a lot when we talked about Vinland Saga
Mhm.
initially.
Yep.
I think on Jack Hudson channel way back.
Mm-hmm.
That this first season,
It's
the
gonna,
first season, is
people are going to be
all
on
about-
board or they're going to leave.
yeah. Where this season is the first season was very much like
Action oriented,
balls to the wall, drama filled. Yeah, revenge political thriller,
Mhm.
like all that. And then Vinland Saga season 2, well, it does have those elements, especially towards the latter half of the series of the arc.
Yep.
That's taking place in this season. A majority of it will just be Thorfinn and Einar.
Yeah.
Chopping some trees.
Yeah, that's the majority of what this season is going to be.
And I think this season, a lot of people are going to realize how
I don't know, maybe because the way I experienced Vinland Saga is I watched the first season and I'm like, damn, I got to get a hand on these mangas. And they look very nice. They're in hardcover. And
yeah.
They look great on a bookshelf. And I feel like reading through this, like, because I thought the same thing when I was reading through. I was just like, wow. All right, we're still on the farm. Holy shit, we're still on the farm. But then slowly but surely, because I love a slow burn. With movies, anything, I love slow burns as long as there's a good payoff at the end. And I feel like the payoff for Vinland Saga is not necessarily a plot goal, but character progression. And like
Yeah.
seeing characters grow and stuff like that. If you're looking more so like you want to see giant action pieces and stuff like that, this one's not gonna really be for you, I'll be honest. But if you're genuinely interested in the main characters like mentality and stuff like that, like stick around.
I'm mostly excited for people seeing what just happened. Sorry, it said the
Receiving data from
stream
stream?
disappeared for a second. What? YouTube. It happened for a second. YouTube was like, "Where'd your stream go?"
Well, it looked like
I'm-
it happened for a second because
It was
7:03
literally a
and
second.
Okay.
Um, I'm very much excited to see. This is literally the complete opposite of
Mhm.
the first season.
Yes.
As in, like, throughout the whole thing, it's very much a revenge plot.
Mhm.
But like, you can even see it in this little like title description.
Yeah.
Like, when Thorfinn loses it all, he must find his new purpose for living in a strange new land. You slowly and surely throughout this whole thing
Mhm.
see Thorfinn evolve
No.
into somebody who lost all that hate.
Yep. Yeah.
What happens to a man who couldn't kill the one guy he wanted to kill?
Mhm. Yeah.
It's kind of like people who like say like, you can get revenge, but what is it gonna? It's not gonna bring back the people.
It
you
feels
lost.
like with Vinland Saga, because it was everything that happened before season 2 is a prologue. I think they say that in the anime, right? It's like end of prologue, and people are like, wait, what?
yeah,
I know, especially they do it in the manga. Like after 65 chapters, it's like, all right, now we can get into the main story. And that's the thing. Going forward, this is basically going to be the main story.
they had to set up the author had to set up like probably his true goal.
Yeah, and he does what like a lot of revenge plots like can't do. Like a whole movie, maybe the person gets revenge, maybe he doesn't, maybe they feel fulfilled, maybe they don't,
Yeah.
and then the movie ends. This is like, okay, but what happens after that? Like, what's the outcome of whatever happens, and what does that character have to go through?
And that's the real
Mhm.
real story.
Yeah.
And I'm finally excited for people to see one of my favorite characters in this whole series,
Yeah,
Einar.
Uh-huh.
He's so cool.
but I feel like a lot of people might have been turned off by the first episode. It's like, who is this guy? I don't care about this.
That's
guy.
how the story opens in the manga.
I know,
too.
but I'm just saying from maybe a general audience, or they may like, I don't care about this guy. I want Thorfinn.
Well, now Thorfinn's here. He's literally there at the end.
Yeah, I know.
It's not long.
It's like
not
a
like,
rough.
bro, it ain't like Chainsaw Man. It takes 15 chapters for you to see the fucking Chainsaw Man. Okay? It happens in at least 20 minutes.
Mhm.
Not wasting 17 weeks. Okay? I'm getting what I want.
Damn. But yeah,
Einar's a great character. I
Einar
think we're
is
gonna like him.
fantastic.
He's like
people who stick
what
with it will
pushes
like Einar.
pushes Thorfinn. I
Yeah.
love that. You can see that in the second episode.
Mhm.
He's like,
I will say, I think some of the animation kind of went a little downhill.
you think so? I think the 3D is not good.
The 3D's not good, but it wasn't good in the first season either. Like, there's one in particular.
Well, this is a whole
shot-
different studio.
Mappa. That's true. Because I believe
Wit did the first season.
And Wit is god tier. It's
Yeah.
they're great. But Mappa, I mean, there's one scene where it's where he sees he sees
Yes.
a lady.
Yes,
and he rolls by, and then
you could spoil the second episode. Who cares?
they cut to Thorfinn and
And
Einar,
their faces
and their
aren't
faces
animated.
aren't animated at all.
Aren't drawn.
So it just seems like they like
It
rushed this
looks
out, and I'm like,
so
oh,
bad. I saw that too today.
yeah.
I was like, what is that?
hmm
But that has to
Because
do
it'd
with
be
the fact
different if
that-
it was like a longer shot. Then yeah, you could totally get away with that because
but
no one's
it's like-
expecting you to do the.
It's
It's like a
long-
medium shot.
It's not a medium. It's a long shot, but like not that long.
Yeah.
It
It's
just
a
looks
couple
goofy.
feet.
And then also like the son on the farm,
Mhm.
like he's constantly like when he gets pissed, just blackens his eyes.
Yeah,
It's like, what is that?
I've noticed that too.
Stop that.
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't look
I
good.
feel like this
It looks
animation
weird.
it's gonna be the worst part of this.
No,
Unfortunately,
because
nothing
Mappa's
can-
doing 30 fucking
yeah,
shows,
nothing couldn't be
bro.
worse than Kingdom though. That Kingdom first season. Maybe we'll watch a clip of it.
I don't know. We're
It
gonna see
looks
this
so bad.
chick this season.
That's coming way later.
I know that's what I'm saying.
Well, how many episodes? 24? 24. So that's what, 50 chapters? Approximately? Around,
Probably.
usually.
probably.
Well, but it's a seinen, so it's not 24 pages like a shonen. Like usually
long
shonen
as
is
hell. Each chapter is long as hell.
yeah.
I think this is gonna be one of those shows that's like it's gonna be slow.
I feel
You're
like
gonna have to
people
take
are
your time with it.
not gonna like it at first, but then they're gonna later on, maybe a year, a couple months later, they'll watch it all through and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, I get it." But people don't
even
like slow
then-
burns.
Even
People
then,
don't like waiting week to week just to be like, "Wow, they cut 5 trees down today. That's great." When the show's not about
I will
that.
say, I mean, I obviously reading is very different than waiting week to week.
Yeah.
Especially something that's like
Because you
something
could
we talk
consume
about.
something
We
really
kind of
quick.
we kind of talked about this earlier today,
Mhm.
like with like our opinions on like the Chainsaw Man new arc and everything,
Yeah.
and it taking its time.
Mhm.
And even you were saying One Piece has that issue where it just feels really slow.
When you're reading it week to week, especially if you
Yeah.
weren't reading Wano, it's like, oh my god, please end, please end. But if you read something like once everything is finished and read that arc all the way through without
That's
any
what
breaks,
I'm feeling with Vinland Saga season 2 because like I read
Yeah.
this arc and I love this.
I love
arc.
it art. But
'cause
with
one of
people
my-
watching it,
dude, there's
but
such
imagine
a
having
good
to read a
shot.
chapter week to week.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
this would probably didn't feel that good week to week. It has a good payoff, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it has a
the
fantastic.
payoff is awesome. Like I'm trying to convince, my brother, like,
Mhm.
have I ever steered you wrong? And he's like, yeah, steer me wrong a lot. I'm like,
You're like,
but
well,
with Vinland
this
Saga,
time-
have I ever veered you wrong? Because I told him to watch the first season,
Yeah.
and he loved the first season.
Did you tell him that this like it's
when
gonna
it
get
ended,
slower?
when I ended, I told him it's gonna be like Minecraft.
Farm Simulator.
I told him it's gonna be Minecraft.
Yeah.
And like get used to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually quickly wanted to see what this guy has also made.
I think it's pretty much a couple others, but Vinland
He's
Saga.
made Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, that's just a couple. No, that's a little mini manga chapter. It's like, oh, maybe they did cross paths. Maybe it's in continuity. It's like, no, it's not. don't do that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I
I haven't read the Planet one, but I heard that one is. I mean, the art in the manga is beautiful. It's gorgeous.
mean, just look at the art in Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
It's like amazing.
I didn't know he did like a Ronin one. I might have to read that one. I'm into my samurai stuff, honestly.
It's only one chapter. It's a one shot.
Oh, all right, well there we go. Easy enough. Ooh,
Um,
damn, average score is 65. Damn. But who knows? Could be good.
Yeah. So far, I
Just
mean,
keep with it. All right, and if you want to wait, that's fine. Wait, like maybe till 3 episodes are out so you can watch them all in a row. If that makes you feel better, but like I do think the payoff is good.
right now it's #1 rated in 2023.
Well, maybe I'm wrong about the general audience,
People
or
like-
that could be
Well,
manga
this is-
fans
You gotta understand,
Yeah.
people who use these sites are people who
who've consumed hours. and
actually
hours.
like anime and manga and will probably tell you
Mhm.
what they disliked respectively and what
Yeah.
they liked respectively. You got to see, like my brother, while he is somebody who's consumes this medium like crazy,
Mhm.
got home, he's watching Attack on Titan
Yeah.
final season again.
Mhm.
Like he loves anime and manga, but he wouldn't use this shit. He
Yeah.
would care less.
That's what I was wanting to talk about. Did you hear about Attack on Titan Part 3? It's being split into 2 parts.
What does that mean?
It means
Part 3,
I-
Part 1, 3.1.
You're pulling a Kingdom Hearts, my guy.
Dude, I actually fucking get me. Dude, I'm gonna fucking
2
fire-
parts, 3-parter.
Dude, that's actually makes me so mad. Cause like
We were making fun of it in my group chat.
I rushed to finish
The manga.
the manga, yeah, and I won't be able to see it until I have kids. Like, think about that. There's no way. How are you split? Just make a fucking movie. Oh my god.
I know they should have just like taken 2 to 3 years off, made a gigantic 2-hour movie. Attack on Titan fans
Dude,
will watch it.
make a Avengers Endgame style movie
Honestly,
where it's 4 hours long.
yeah.
I will sit there and watch it in a
Mhm.
theater if I have to.
I would drag Stephanie to go see it.
I'll just go with. Well, Jenny actually likes
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan, so I won't have to worry about that. But
I didn't understand how much of a wide appeal Attack on Titan had until I talked to recently. I DD'd for my dad because he had a fantasy football party thing. So my cousin was there too. They were talking. He's like, "Yeah, one of my friends really got me into this show, Attack on Titan. I'm really liking it so far." And he's like, he's a sports guy through and through. He doesn't really like nerdy things, and he knows, and he's watching Attack on Titan. So I didn't really get the broad scope of like how many people actually consume Attack on
Until
Titan.
you
Like even people who don't watch anime give Attack on Titan the benefit of the doubt and will, put their time.
when you
into it.
have like a lot of people saying it's good.
Yeah,
Like it's the Marvel effect.
It's word to spread a word.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Whew. Oh my gosh.
Man, what's in
God,
this
JJ.
Coke? Did you just spike this?
Yeah, I spiked it. Definitely.
But Vinland Saga Season 2, stick with it. It's one of the greatest Viking media ever to come out ever in existence. And just one of the best character-driven stories. And that's what I like in my media is character-driven stuff. I don't give a shit about your magic system. That's great. That's sprinkles on top of the donut, right? But like the main donut part should be the characters.
Yeah. Speaking of character-driven shows, speaking of hitting line drives down the golf
Down the
course
freeway.
with a golf club,
Oh, jeez.
The Last of Us TV show. Now, this was the big one, ladies
All right,
and
and we
gentlemen.
haven't talked about this because we
I
did a
haven't
podcast,
said anything to JJ about my thoughts
and
about
I
the
haven't
first
said anything
episode.
to you, so I'm very.
We both know how you
Curious.
feel about the games.
There's a previous podcast that we had done on my channel about The Last of Us 2, and that's one of my favorite podcasts because we are civilized in that one and disagreeing with each other.
I think it's one of the first times like you and me
Mhm.
actually heavily disagreed with each other.
Yeah, like on a
On-
fundamental level.
On something. Like
I
we
think-
both like jokingly disagree about
I
stuff.
think it might change though because after I watched this
Let me
premiere,
play the trailer without the audio.
yeah,
But
I watched the premiere yesterday and then I spent my day off. I watched the premiere Sunday and I spent my day off yesterday playing Last of Us again and then realizing why I love this game so much and the story and the narrative, and stuff like that. I'm kind of curious to see now that a chunk of time has passed. I think right after Last of Us 1, I'm gonna play 2 to see like what the payoffs were, if there even were any. Like just go clean slate and maybe I will enjoy part 2 stories more. I think the problem with part 2 is it hits you hard immediately and you don't know that you're about to spend 10 hours on an Abby campaign. Now that I know what I'm going into, I think I'll be less pissed off because throughout the whole Abby
you don't
campaign,
get so mad that you just wasted 10 hours
Yeah.
playing as Ellie
yeah, exactly,
to then play another 10
to
hours.
see what happens to Ellie. Like
Yeah.
that's why I played through the Abby campaign when I first played through it. So I'm gonna go into 2 with an open mind. Maybe I'll change it. Maybe it'll be like the Last Jedi effect where people hated it at first, but then you're like, oh, this is actually not as bad as people say.
You know what? Why don't we both do that and make
Yeah.
another? Let's make a sequel
Mhm.
to our
To our
pod-
podcast.
to our podcast
Yes.
to see if our opinions have changed
I love that idea.
or if they say the same.
Yep.
And then that way, we can just see.
I was thinking about making a video of it, but like this seems a lot easier way. And I have a Last of Us 2 video that I just never published because I didn't like.
I have a
review.
review of The Last
You
of
do
Us.
have
Let
a
me see
review.
if I can find it. The Last of Us Part 2.
Mhm.
Yukon.
But just going back to the
Gaming
game, I mean, I love that game. It's so good. I know, and I kind of took because I hadn't played it since a while, and I remember your criticisms of it, and some of it, I'll be honest, does ring true. Like the gameplay is kind of slow, like running and stuff
Dude,
is
I
slow.
do not like
But I don't
The
think
Last of Us Part 2.
the point. Well, I just mean the first Last of Us.
Oh, the first Last one? Oh, it's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
slow.
I think it's slower than even the second one, honestly.
Real quick, folks, if you are interested in truly my thoughts, my only thoughts,
Mhm.
10-minute long video. I might just rip this and put this on my main
Yeah,
channel.
what are they gonna do? Copyright claim?
Yeah. But I have thoughts on this.
Yeah,
game.
it's a conflicting game, but it's an interesting game to talk about. It's a very interesting game to talk about. What went wrong? What went right? It's a franchise.
Honestly,
that's
looking
only-
at it again, I'm like, damn, maybe I should just play it again. Like, look, it does look good.
Yeah,
For if you don't know the story, it's like, well, this game looks good.
and
And this came out before the PS5.
Yeah, no, it was one of the last PS4 games to come out. And it was like one of the best selling ones, even though people were giving it shit.
Yeah, dude, look at my fucking thing, bro. Ventured through the ruined streets of Seattle with Peter as he reviews the most controversial entry in the series, The Last of Us Part 2.
Mm-hmm. And I'm interested if, I mean, this show has already succeeded. Like, it's, I think, number 2 best viewed since like 2008 for an HBO show or something like that. I forget the exact thing, but a lot of people watched it.
Yo, you know what? You know what got me laughing and cackling while I was watching?
What's that?
The intro song. The intro,
even
like
remember the intro
intro,
song.
like
is this before the news program?
after when they do like
After. Okay.
they do like the, you know, like in an anime they have the opening.
Oh yeah, I mean that intro's fine.
No. What I'm saying is like, it just is like they want it to be Game of Thrones so
Yes, yeah, that's the
bad.
first thing when I was watching it with Steph. She fell asleep right after the intro, but I'm like, oh, Game of Thrones, huh?
I was like, I was laughing. I was like,
yeah,
that's literally Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like, yes,
Like-
this song is the Last of Us theme.
What's that meme? It's like when you copy off someone
Yeah.
else's homework.
It's literally the same thing.
Yeah.
JJ, did you like the first episode of The Last of Us?
All right. Okay.
What did you like?
So
What did you dislike? Let's take it slow.
Can we
First,
talk about the
oh-
show's existence? I want to briefly touch on that.
I think I want you.
I think we might agree on this one.
I think it needs to be out there.
What?
I think they need to make an adaptation of this show. I'm going to explain to you why.
Okay.
Someone like my brother who
Mhm.
plays Call of Duty every day will never touch a single player game
Mhm.
and experience good stories
Mhm.
like The Last of Us is a good story.
It's one of the best video gaming stories, not of all time, but
It's
very good.
one of the no. I actually think this is one of the best stories ever written in entertainment. One of the
Mhm.
best, not the best. One of the best.
Yeah, no.
Like it just
Yeah.
it just captures people. Even in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Mhm. Full spoilers for the show and the first video game, by the way.
Nah.
Or maybe not the video game. but the show.
I don't think I'm gonna spoil anything.
I want to talk about certain aspects.
I
of
don't
the
want to
premiere.
spoil some big stuff, but I will, because like
Like in the show or in the game.
in both, like, because I feel like if you do know, clearly they're showing the big story beats in the show. You can tell
All right,
in the first
I'll
like
try it.
40 minutes.
I'll try to generalize my points. Okay.
I think when we do like our big review, maybe
Yeah.
we can talk obviously more heavily on
I
spoilers.
just think it infuriates me, and I guess it's just the real world. This show is the game, and you can experience this through the game, through its original media. I think we're gonna agree on this. The main universal, like my dad will never pick up Last of Us, but he watched the show
and he probably
and
liked
he probably
it.
liked it. Yeah, I
My
didn't
brother
see his end results.
is excited to see the rest of the show.
Yeah, and that just kind of like, because video games are a great and fantastic media, and The Last of Us proved that it can have great and suspenseful stories, but people are like, oh, well, it's a video game. There's still that stigma, and I feel like this show
I gotta play
kind of
this.
preemphasis or like raises that kind of narrative up. It's like, oh, well, if we have a stellar narrative game, like they're even doing that with God of War now. Like the God of War, I'm pretty sure it's adapting the rebooted one. And it's like, but you can experience all that story
But
beats
why
stuff
would I
in
want to
the
experience it when I can
when I could
watch
just
it?
watch the TV show with my girlfriend? Exactly.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's never going to pick up Last of Us. She might watch me play Last of Us, but might miss some story beats because she doesn't want to see me looting for 15 minutes.
Yeah, she has to go use the bathroom.
But
she won't.
she can watch this TV show and still get those same story
There's some
beats.
things that you're missing that'll probably be missed, like little moments between Joel and Ellie that happen in the game.
Mhm.
You know, where they're just walking and Ellie's trying to whistle.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they might have that. There's
Yeah.
there's a lot of like first of all I can already tell
Mhm.
everyone in the show is gonna be freaking awesome.
Oh, the acting's already
I
stellar.
already can tell.
I loved
already can tell.
whoever the actress is for
She's right
Ellie.
down here,
Bella
Ramsey.
Yeah, she was also in Game of Thrones.
She is already.
She already like what when she's like 8, 9, fuck you.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I was like,
yeah,
that's Ellie
Ellie.
to a T,
Yeah, you
bro.
nailed
That's
it.
Ellie to a T.
Yep.
I want to see what Pedro Pascal does with Joel. I feel like Joel's there,
Yeah.
but we haven't
I don't know. I
seen
feel like
his true portrayal
kind
yet.
of slipped here and there. Like in some scenes, it was very poignant, and then other ones it's very subtle. So it's like kind of a back and forth. But it could be better, like throughout the show. Who knows?
I'm more curious about like what.
Oh shit!
Are you freaking kidding me? Bro, we're reacting. Are you kidding me, bro? That's so lame.
So wait, are we still technically live?
I gotta check now.
I hate you, YouTube. Stream unavailable.
So what do I have to end stream?
It was even paused when they. Dude. There wasn't even any audio.
That's the thing that's like annoying me. There's no audio.
Yeah. If this is still recording, sorry for the
It is still recording. How do I unsuspend it? Guess I gotta look it up. How to unsuspend YouTube stream. No, it's all like how to unsuspend your YouTube channel.
Copyright, everybody. So.
I guess I do have to end the stream and